Hey, it's Santiago with Revora. I wanted to hop on this video to give a recent client case study and win for one of my clients. He got $60K in profit from $1,800 spent on ads from 50 days of running the actual campaign. This is for a real Oregon wholesaler. He got a total of 63 leads, and $33 cost per lead is what we average across the campaign, which equated to a 33x ROI on his investment from working with us with the inbound marketing system we set up. But this is mainly hats off to the results that he was able to generate for himself because he's a really good operator. And I'm going to explain exactly what we set up in his business, what you can learn from the lessons that we got from generating these results, and eventually how you can do them yourself as well. So I'm going to get straight to it here. What we plugged in exactly into his business is this lead conversion funnel, simply running meta ads to an instant form, and then we have AI call those leads back, and that's all plugged in through Go High Level. This is a very simple format, but running meta ads, good ads that will actually convert into motivated seller leads is what we do. And we have them fill out an instant form where they're going to go ahead and put in their details. We ask them qualifying questions to see how motivated they are to sell, understand the property situation, their timeline to sell, things of that nature. And then we have AI call them back within 60 seconds of them actually filling out the form in order to actually get, a qualified lead and a booked appointment on our client's calendar. And then we use Go High Level CRM to put it all together, right? We were able to track the dashboard and the actual metrics for how the campaign performed, which ads were working, manage the whole pipeline, and then we have automations and workflows on the back end to ensure that we get those actual qualified seller appointments. That equates to 60K in profit. And I'm going to explain some of the results and the actual deals that my client got for those. And again, this is not a CRM. It's a channel that runs so the operator can do what he does best, which is talk to motivated seller leads, get these under contract, and be able to dispo them or take them down himself, depending on his actual wholesale business. So here are the actual metrics. We started with the campaign on March 21st of this year. And again, in total, he had 63 leads come in with a $33 cost per lead is what we averaged across the actual campaign. It says down 11% from last month, but that's just based on our metrics from when we started the campaign. Ad spend at the moment was around $1,800 for the two actual deals that he got. And then this total of $50,000 are pending. This is a novation deal. We're going to go over the exact numbers and how that one's working right now. And then he's also already closed on one for $10,000. So just off the bat, if we were to just look at the 1,800 to 10,000, there's already a ROI there. But we have another 50 pending from an innovation deal. This is hats off to the operator for being able to have multiple exit strategies with these deals. The primary driver for these results is the specific video that we have named Sell Your House Without Headaches. It's just a video ad that's him building trust and explaining exactly the type of properties he's able to purchase and help with people inside of the Oregon market. And that one says a total of 18 leads were generated. Honestly, it's probably a lot more from when I last checked. I think the last time I saw it generated a total of 36 of the leads. It was the winning ad, and we made sure to throw more money behind it. So that's what we got put in place. Then we also threw in static image ads that were targeting specific pain points like divorce. And then we also have like pre-foreclosures, a very common one. Inherited properties is another one that a lot of people like to go for, like probate leads. And so we hash out all of those pain points in our actual static image ads. We make sure to call out that specific pain signal that a homeowner might be facing. And then that will then get them to actually fill out the form and work with us because we know we're calling out to their pain point as to why they need to get a cash offer on their property. And we catch their attention through those ads. And as you can see here is 60K in profit across $1,800 spent for 50 days. This is again a real Oregon wholesaler. And we're going to go to the before and after because he previously had another campaign running beforehand to actually make this all work for him. But it wasn't performing the best. Right? It wasn't doing too well. So that's why we helped him out specifically with this marketing channel. So before he had an old setup, he had another agency that set up a campaign for him, but they weren't too good to be honest. And so they had a total of almost $2,000 spent on ads. They got a total of 27 leads from that campaign and previously had a $74 cost per lead when they were running it. And they had it running to a landing page, and there's more friction for the way it was set up. Not to go into the technicals of it, but it just was not performing too well for them. They also did not have any AI follow-up, no pipeline, and no dashboard in order to actually track the metrics for what is working and was not working, understand which ads to double down their money on. So the visibility is very, very crucial for this to actually work. After he got started working with us, in total, he spent so far almost the same, around $1,800 spent on the actual campaigns. That generated a total of 63 leads and averaged around a $33 cost per lead across the markets that he's in Oregon. And we also had AI call back within 60 seconds. The speed to lead action is very, very important with this. And then we were able to see the pipeline and the live dashboard. The main important part about all of this is the visibility that you get get whenever you work with us, or just in general, if you're using Go High Level and you have your Meta Ads campaign connected, as long as you set up the right dashboards, track the right metrics, you can see exactly what's performing so that you know where you should double down your money, what sort of new ads you should be creating based on what's winning and what's performing. So that's what we're able to do. And that's how we got these results. And you can see here, that's a half cost per lead. And we had real follow-up. And again, real visibility. The most important part is us actually knowing the metrics for what's working so that we can dump more money into the winning ads. Then these are the actual pipeline and deal stats. So deal one was a trailer. It was a mobile home trailer and it was a cash deal. This is the one that profited 10K for my actual client. They closed on this one Monday of this week. And Gerren is actually providing extra support to the seller who inherited this property. He filled out one of the forms specifically mentioning that he inherited this property after we qualified him. And he's actually helping them out even further to secure housing and social security on that actual home. He's just going the extra mile to actually get them to the finish line, because if you understand wholesale real estate, these are people that have problems with their properties and we need to help them. And he understands that. So that's why he was able to get this deal to the finish line. And then this other deal is a novation deal. This is the one that is currently pending right now. And the net profit should be around 40 to 50K, 45K. And that's because there's going to be closing costs or some other things he's going to have to pay for just to get this deal to the finish line. But it's closing on May 22nd of this month, which today, as of this recording, is May 14th. Gerren is personally funding minor FHA required repairs to ensure that the deal closes. Since this is a novation deal, he's got more of a retail buyer coming in and they're getting an FHA loan in order to actually close on the property. And he has to do a few of the repairs just to make sure that the FHA inspection goes through so that it can actually close on the property. But he's going to go ahead and take care of that with the proceeds he's going to get from this one. And that one should close on the 22nd. And then he's got several other motivated leads as well that you can see on the pipeline. I'm not disclosing any of the names there, but there's just very high motivated leads that are sitting currently in the CRM that he's dialing, getting back to, following up with in order to get contracts from those leads already as well. So there's more fruit from there from the campaign as it's still running right now. And to showcase clip here of my recent call with Gerren. This is the first deal that we were talking about where it's a cash close. It's a trailer and he closed on this one Monday. So this one's actually already closed.
Settlement statement for that trailer in the trailer park, bro. Never done no shit like that. So
A
that deal's
settlement
about to
statement?
close.
What is that? What does that mean? I'm
That's
like it.
when you're in escrow, you have a buyer, a seller, and you're ready to close Monday.
Oh, that's what that is. So you've got one already that you're gonna close from what we generated so
From
far.
our leads. Yeah, this is that one trailer in the trailer park, the Christopher. I just got it like 20 days.
The one that he inherited, right?
Yeah, he inherited it. He's still living there. The trailer park manager's like kicking him out, or just like obviously he doesn't have like the financials to stay there. So I'm gonna have to still do a little bit of extra work because it's like, bro, this guy's like a big ass child, you know what I mean? So to send him out in the world with like almost 20 bands, like he had a stroke, so he's kind of disabled. So I'm having my TC like, because it's like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day,
Yeah.
it is about getting some bread to feed your family, but like we got to take care of these damn sellers, bro. I really care about people and shit. So it's like, I'm trying to get him hooked up with some kind of social security, get him all in line, at least hand him off to somebody that can like really help him get his like, because he like had a stroke, bro. He got like a gimp arm and shit. I'm like, bro, like I just had to to send him down to go get like an ID from the DMV because he hasn't had an ID in like 4 years. He lost his mom like a year and a half ago, just lost his dad, and I think he was really like relying on them type shit. And he's like, yeah, I'll just
Yeah.
go get a hotel. It's like, bro, like 17 bands, bro, like that shit goes quick.
Yeah, no, that'll fly off for sure.
So I'm trying to get him lined up with a still another place to go. Still doing a little bit extra, but it's like I'd feel a lot better than just like me getting paid, him getting paid, and then like he's just off to the races by himself
That's
kind of
that's
thing.
that's that's the heart you have, brother. You know, that's why I enjoy working with you because I know that
Yeah,
you understand the importance of obviously, like yes, you're in the wholesale business and like you said, you're trying to put food on the table, but like at the end of the day, these transactions only happen because you're actually solving people's problems and actually helping them
yeah.
out with their situation. Obviously, you're the middleman between the whole situation, but no, that's great to hear then. I guess we'll have to look at those numbers exactly to see exactly when that lead was generated and how much was spent there. But I know that so how much did that one actually what was
That
that
one's gonna
selling
be
it for?
10K, 10K solid.
And then this is a clip from our most recent call as well from the Novation deal that he's actually working right now. And this one's set to close on the 22nd here.
But the Warrington thing, bro, like that thing's gonna be, if everything's lined up, that should close the 22nd. So
Hmm.
it's going to be close to like, you know what I mean, a 50K a month, but that thing could be close to 50K. The thing that's popping up with that is the fact that it is something came up on the inspection for FHA to qualify. So since the spread's good enough, I'm just gonna pay for it myself. It's just some like wood rot and some paint and shit like that. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
that's what RJ always says. Like, bro, if you got the spread, like, don't let this fucking thing fall apart over something
Yeah, just because
stupid.
some stupid shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna like go ahead and pave the way with getting a contractor out there doing that. But it's like that's crazy, bro. Like first month of my wife being gone, all of a sudden this shit starts like really like cranking, you know? And it's like obviously what our ad spend like at the time when I got these two leads was probably like $1,800 or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's
So
that's pretty good. That's half off to you, brother. That's half to you being able to get them to the finish line and work those transactions either way.
yeah.
Obviously, we put the pieces together. You shot the videos, we got the ads put up, and we made sure that the system was
And the
taking them up.
videos were garbage too.
He was saying that the videos were garbage. We had just put those up. They're not anything crazy, but those are one of the ones that drive results specifically for that campaign. And that's the one that led to this 50K innovation deal. And this is us highlighting that this was actually the fifth lead into the actual campaign that he got the 50K deal. Now, this is not going to be expected every single time whenever you run ads. But as long as you're doing the right targeting and you know how to structure these deals, which my operator does, then you can get these type of results very quickly.
No, I never talked to her. We're at Deer Creek. Yeah, I couldn't get a hold of that one. Mary Cuff, that's the one that's going to be like 50 grand innovation possibly. That was very, she was motivated, but her house is
And
really
that,
nice. And there was
and
like
she
no cash offer that could have worked, you know.
and she said needs some work and timeline to sell was 36 months, and that converted to
A month and a
innovation.
half. Yeah, we're about to close. She's about to be out the 22nd. That
That
was
was
March.
5 leads in.
That's crazy, bro. And
We
she was
started on the
cool, bro. I have a
21st, and
full video with
that
her,
was the
bro.
fifth lead that came in.
That's gangster, bro. And that's what I'm saying. I still need to go through all these leads. You know what I mean? I'll find some time to go through everything. Or even if I have like I said, I might add some kind of acquisitions rep. My thing was like commission only because I don't want somebody just like sitting there just like looking at the clock.
And then this next clip is an example of how much it takes to actually get some of these deals to the finish line. And this is what he actually did, right? He spent 45 minutes going line by line item, specifically on the 10K cash deal for the mobile home trailer. And he went through every single item on the contract with the seller to make sure that he had the confidence in order to actually move forward with them and actually build that trust to someone that he can actually sell the property to. And that's what he went ahead and did. So
People helping him, and he's like, dude, I was just doom scrolling. And he's like, I saw your thing. I put the thing, I typed in my information. He's like, all of a sudden you soon called me back. And he's like, I didn't even know. He's like, I didn't know if this was like a scam or something like that. And then I called him. I sent him the contract. He looked at it. He wasn't sure what he was looking at. So I spent 45 minutes and I went through every single line of the contract with him. And he felt comfortable, and he's like, nobody's ever like done that for me before. And he's like, so that's how I knew. And then I went over there, and there's people. He's like, after you left, they're like, dude, God put you guys together. You know what I mean? Like he's literally like talking like that. And I was like, dude, I just, I'm just me. I go over there just like this. I kind of sit there and showed him my little social media stuff, and they're like,
yeah.
oh, shit, like you really be doing this? I'm like, yeah, this is all that I do. And I was like, and then I take care of my kids, dude. Like that's like, you know what I mean? I'm not some like giant thing. It's just me, you know. So he's felt really good about that. He called his brother because his brother's actually the power of attorney.
And again, to add this on the fact that these results are not typical, like this isn't always going to happen. It takes someone understanding how to actually work with these homeowners and these sellers. But like at the end of the day, if you're not competent being able to dispo these or have multiple exit strategies, then it's hard for you to capture on these type of leads in general. They're even though they are motivated, you want to maximize how much money you make in your business, and you being able to do multiple exit strategies will allow that to happen. But again, these results are not always going to happen. They're not typical. And I'm going to point out kind of the reasons why this actually worked, in my opinion, just based on actually us running the campaign and getting on calls with him several times. So the main component that I would say is that the speed to lead is absolutely crucial. And that goes back to the AI caller calling these leads as soon as they fill out the form, just to make sure that we get all of the details even after they go ahead and submit that they're looking to get a cash offer. Plus, having SMS going 3 times per day for 7 days straight, because we want to make sure that every single lead gets nurtured and touched as many times as possible in order to actually convert on that ad spend. And then the most important part as well that we're hitting on is the multiple exit strategies. If you can do cash deals, if you can do novation, you're going to be able to get more profit from your ad spend. If you can do creative deals, sub 2 deals, have multiple ways to be able to get them under contract, or even just take them as listing. You being able to have these 4 different exit strategies will allow you to maximize your ad spend and make more money at the end of the day than just relying on one strategy here. And for example, specifically with my client on this situation, he got 10K just from the cash deal, which is great. And he's already got his money back on the ad spend, but the novation, he's getting 40 to 50K just from that one novation deal. And since he's a savvy investor, he understands that if I just push this with the real estate agent, have them list it for me, then he can actually capture, that sort of profit on a deal. And then if he understands how to do creatives, which he does, and then even gets licensed, you can capitalize on more revenue streams here as well at once from the same marketing channel, right? It just boils down to how good you are, and then be able to communicate that with the actual seller whenever you're on the phone with them or at the actual appointment. And again, this goes back to, at the end of the day, the operator quality, how good you are as an operator, as an investor, in order to get these deals to the finish line, right? Whether it's doing any of these other strategies here, like I just mentioned, or just understanding how to get them under contract, going the 45 minutes line by line item in order to have the seller trust you with you being able to get that deal under contract. So all of those things play into the results that we got so far with the campaigns and him working with us directly. Again, same operator, new channel, but we were able to 33x ROI just based on the previous results that he had with another agency and another partner that was setting up these campaigns for him. And then him understanding that at the end of the day, him having multiple exit strategies can unlock more profit for those same deals. It's just us simply maximizing his ad spend there by being able to get us a really quality cost per lead and still have motivated seller leads be booked on his calendar. Now with all this at the end, if you're interested to get something like this set up for your business, in order for you to have exclusive seller appointments going through your actual wholesale operation, and you understand that having multiple exit strategies is crucial for you to actually be able to grow, and having a channel that is going to be fully automated, simply because we're going to have inbound motivated seller leads coming into your actual business, and we have AI with follow-up and automations, book them on your calendar so that you can take those appointments, and then afterwards you still do the follow-up. Understand, as an operator, you go meet these sellers. That's going to get you the extra revenue you're looking for in your business, and can be done consistently because we'll be able to track the data to ensure that we are always putting out the best ads in order to have the best quality leads coming into your business. So if you're interested in that, feel free to click the link in the description below, and you'll be able to watch this quick video where I'm just going to go over some exact specifics on what I can help you with and what we look to deliver. And if you're interested in something like this, it'll ask you a few questions. You fill out that form, and then you go ahead and book a call with me directly, and we'll come up with the exact strategy based on the market you're in and see if this works for your business. So thank you so much for checking out the YouTube video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.